share something, and then I may share another piece and see where we are from there. This first one is called Turning Back. You know you digging deeper when you discover it. Now some been on the same old, well, I've been on some other licks, because I ain't never been designed to follow. It's lead today, young man, since there's no promise of tomorrow. The days we living in are so alarming to me. Feeling my bones, it's time for thugs to come and live in harmony. Power plays of the privilege haven't gotten to me, though I have had the thought of slapping the piss out of some folks, quite honestly. Find myself clutching to my Bible more. It's all writers versus like fighters in this new civil war. Big business only seem to care less about the poor. And y'all got the nerve to wonder why we Kaepernicking more. Now the haves getting mad that we want to take a knee. Like the field is a plantation and the goalpost is a tree. But if you're well off, then you really can't see what it means to be someone like me. So we only going forward, ain't no turning back. I do it for my people, ain't no turning back. I'm standing in that gap, ain't no turning back. Ain't no turning back, ain't no turning back. Mike Ford told me the project was an experiment. So now let these words architect that there's more for us to get. I'm not knocking on what's hood, but I want more of what's good. So I use this hip-hop to make sure that hope is understood. See, Lord knows, we done made some mistakes. But now it's time to sculpt and rebuild like it's the Astor Gates. So in the cold world, like winter in the Great Lakes, it's more up and downs, the clicks raking it up, and they set rakes gotta make a change to get away from this heartache. Because it seems like it's too many funerals and wakes. It's time to give it a break so we can give the future some shape. We need more school pushing like that any heartbreak, so we only going forward, ain't no turning back. I do it for my people, ain't no turning back. I'm standing in the gap, ain't no turning back. Ain't no turning back, ain't no turning back. Why, thank you. You all are so kind. I'm truly appreciative. I'm going to scroll through and see. What are you all in the mood for? What would you like to hear? No pressure. Something that I enjoy? Okay, so it's the 50th anniversary of hip hop on August 11th, which is tomorrow. As I said, this is spoken word. So if you say it's something that I enjoy, I will say this. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine, Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine, hanging pictures on my wall. Every Saturday, rap attack, Mr. Magic Molly Mall. I let my tape rock till my tape pop, smoking weed and bamboo, sipping on private stock. Way back when I had the lumberjack with the hat to match. Remember rapping, dude? The ha, you never thought that hip-hop would take it this far. Now I'm in the limelight cause I rhyme tight. Time to get paid, blow up like the world trade. Born sinner, the opposite of a winner. Remember when I used to eat sardines for dinner? Peace to Ron G, Brucey B, Kid Capri, Funk Master Flex, Love Buzz, Star Ski. I'm blowing up like you thought I would. Call the crib, same number, same hood. It's all good. And if you don't know, now you know, Notorious B.I.G. That would be what I would say. Good to see you, man. Take it easy, man. Having a good night. Okay. So with that being said, I've done two. I think I will call our first person to sign up. Khan, are you ready? Okay. Hold on. I'm going to introduce you properly. So we are all here. So there's a thing that we do. This is call and response. When I say, are you ready for your next presenter, ladies and gentlemen? You only have to say one thing. Just say, speak that word. Are you ready for your next presenter, ladies and gentlemen? Speak that word. All right. Give it up for Khan, the yo-yo guy.
Okay, I'm not that tall, so I'm going to just have to shrink it just a little bit. All right, thanks for putting on my level. This is good. Okay, so hey guys, my name is Han, and I've been a professional yo-yoer or yo-yo players for about a decade plus. And tonight, I would really like to demonstrate what yo-yo 21st century is like. So yeah, I'm really excited. So growing up, yo-yoing is always, up and down, walk the dog around the globe or around the world, rock the cradle and stuff like that. And it's really interesting how yo-yo becomes so fascinating throughout our generation, and as yo-yo grows so quickly, our or even now these days yo had what they call the ball bearing, and that makes you spin for ages. Like if you can throw this yo-yo, you can spin for 5 minutes plus, maybe 10 minutes if the bearing is crystal clean. And I hope tonight's show, for some reason, I'm the first or second one here, so that's new. I normally would like to be last, so I'm excited to share. So but yeah, I'm from China, by the way. So I'm Asian, and been here for about almost 10 years now. The name Han is actually really interesting because when you have like just three letter names, it's really hard for some kids to pronounce. So like my youngest brother will always call me Honey instead of Han for some reason. And then that confused me because my mom always called my dad, Honey, I'm going out. I was like, yeah, Mom, I'm here. She's like, no, not you. I was like, oh, okay. And especially when I introduce myself, because Han, it sounds like a sound that you make when you ask someone a question, they respond, huh? It's so interesting because I always had to introduce myself with a very clear clarification of, hey, my name is Han, H-A-N, or say, hey, it's Han like Han Solo, because even you order I don't know about you guys, but when you order Starbucks, majority of the time your name is spelled wrong. Okay, so this one's pretty bad. Like I say, hey, I like a cup of hot chocolate, please. Say, what's your name? It's like Han. Good. All right. And then I got H-E-N instead of H-A-N. I was like, okay, I'm a chick now or something. That's great. So yeah, it's been really awesome to be here. So can I have the music get going? Is there a way to get the music on? Okay. Is there a way for me to introduce can I play a personal sound for the backdrop? Is there a way could airdrop you the music or anything like that? Okay. If you want, you can just look it up. Centuries by Fall Out Boy. That would be great. By Fall Out Boy. Awesome. All right, here you go. Huh? This song is called Centuries by Fall Out Boy. Yeah. I'll get a thumbs up to go, so don't go yet, okay? Take it easy. Just getting started. Okay. Okay, is the music ready? Awesome. All right, let's hit it. I was like, this is not the right one I was looking for. No worries, no worries. Oh, we got plenty of time. I have patience. Let's go. So yeah, that's the decade experience of yo-yoing. so, so there's other styles of yo-yoing as well. So there's also a yo-yo that's come off the string. So I'd like to demonstrate that just a little bit. Now I'm not very, I'm very new to it, but hey, it's fun and I had to share it. And so I hope you guys enjoy this one. So this one, what we call off string style. So what off string is basically the string is not attached to the bearing. So I'll do a demonstration real quick. What you have to do, you just gotta toss it up, catch it. Oh, you gotta be careful with this one. As soon as it falls, you make a big mistake. Okay. So off-string yo-yos are really fun, but it's also really risky. So by risky, you mean just a little bit of mistake could go a long way. But once you really try, you can go as far as you can. So here we go. So yeah, that's all the yo-yoing I could share. But thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Give it one more time for Han. I owe you an apology, Han, because I said Khan the first time, so my bad. Dog, that was cool. Especially when you blowed watching that shit, like, I'm stoned. Anyway, sorry. All right. Cool. Well, thank you. One more round of applause for Han. Yeah. All right. So we do have some poets that have, some presenters and shares that have showed up. So, with that being said, are you ready for your next presenter, ladies and gentlemen? Give it up for Carmen, ladies and gentlemen. And my bad, I didn't say your last name because I was like, okay, I don't want to mess it up.
Oh, Hidalgo.
Hidalgo.
Hidalgo. Like the horse with Viggo Mortensen, like it's an older movie. Anyone? No? Okay. Hidalgo. Like Hidalgo.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
More like, what up, though?
What up, though?
I'm just kidding.
Catching the rhymes is that. All right. So. Nah, this is fine. Can everyone hear me? Good? Okay. So I have a poem. It's funny because it's about phones, but I have to say it from my phone because I wasn't planning on stopping in and saying anything. So, but here I am. So it's called No Signal. Even when it's silent, you hear it, like the guttural growl of a threatened dog. As it briefly shimmies across the table, we quickly forsake all else, answering its call. It casts its net with a song, a chime, a vibration. We have unwittingly become tethered, like a boat that is tightly knotted to the pier, unable to explore, living through an object that is meant to connect, yet only makes us as dependent as we are on the blood in our veins, craving the next notification like an addict yearns for the next hit. We are blind to the amazing world around, one where ice beautifully cradles each branch of a tree, the same way a mom lovingly embraces her child in her arms. The bright light of the screen tears us away from the sparkling eyes and the dimpled smiles of loved ones who surround us. A silent killer claims lives with a never-sent message. Yet we quickly acquit this device on all accounts, happily plugging in the next generation. Truly, it is us who have dropped the connection. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Carmen. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Give it up one time for Carmen, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Are you ready for your next presenter, ladies and gentlemen? Yes. Well, speaking of speaking that word, give it up for T.S. Banks, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, y'all. My name is T. Um, I think, child, I'm gonna try to do a poem from memory. It's a, it's some old stuff, but then later on I got some new-ish. Y'all say some new-ish? Okay. No. Okay, thank you. Yeah. So sorry, trying to get this. Here we go. You know what? Y'all just gonna get the new-ish right away. New-ish? Woo! Yeah. Child. Child. Okay, y'all know how when you writing several manuscripts and you just like, it's somewhere in here. Okay. All right, we're gonna go with this. This is called Manifestation. It's in its first draft. And yeah, I don't know. Venus is in retrograde and stuff like that. So everybody's like examining relationships and shit. However, I'm a Taurus moon, so it's just like really nice for me right now. That's all I'm gonna say. This is manifestation because I can do that right now. I roll around the bedroom and living room yelling out my wishes because I'm 35 and my 8-year-old self could never see this happening. Jah, God, Jehovah Jireh, everything I need you to provide for. I speak promises over my kin like they know the deal is done. The ransom is paid. The blood painted over the threshold type of love. I roll around the bedroom and hallway yelling out blessings, yelling out keys like free my cousin AJ and my auntie Janella and my cousin Dre. I yell out blocks wish list and the bus fare is only $1 and rent will be frozen and paid and the food stamps and taxes backs are all tripled. We finally booked those vacations, no sirens or new cameras, and they ain't gonna know how any of this is happening. And I yell out wishes like my birthday on Christmas, and everybody in jail for selling weed comes home, and we defund the police, and we fire Matt Kinney, and I yell out prayers confident like the customer who pays for drinks with everybody on their tab. Everything in my mouth I touch is blessed. 8 on my chest, I yell out wishes because I know I'm blessed. Thank you.
Keep it going for T.S. Banks, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so we're going to take a short break, play a little bit of music. also have been here before. How many first timers are here this evening? Okay, well, welcome. Cool. So anybody that regularly comes knows that I usually write something the day of that just be what I write. So I wrote this because hip hop turns 50 tomorrow, as I said earlier, and one of the most challenging things I've always have embraced about hip hop is earning respect. You are going to respect this culture that I am bringing. You are going to understand that, and you're going to take it. So this is one that I wrote today. It's called Respect. I was taught that respect is earned. So understand, behind this smile, a short fuse does burn. See, I've hustled my way to where I'm at. I've had to make pivots at every turn. So if you're not going to give me my respect, I'm going to make sure you're going to learn. I've respected the rules of the game so I can tell that we're not the same. I've remained relevant in a town for 20 plus years without having to chase fame. Because when you're good at what you do, the spotlight chases you. I've been putting up numbers on the board, and I can eloquently show you. I've walked these blocks. I've sold out spots. I've partied at the White House because of what I do here with hip hop. To the town, I've been loyal, and I give it what I got. So try and disrespect that? Surely, I think not. In other words, there is way too much that I've gone through for someone to sit up here and tell me what they gonna do. Now let me make it plain. It's too many folks making too many claims. And to not be thorough, I can only regard that as lame. I've once had I-90 dreams, but I've made my own lane. I started off as an MC and matured into poetry. Either way, how you not gonna respect someone that speaks so soulfully? Oh, I get it. It's because I move glowfully. So respect this shit. I hope you get it, hopefully. Thank y'all. So, this is one I've wrote previously, but I gotta tell you, Han, you inspired me because it's funny because it made me think about like how unique downtown is, where you could just walk in and just see some different shit. Like you spoke with a yo-yo, like that was super dope to me. So anyway, it's real simple. Yo, I rolled the dice on some downtown living. Steady go getting to get in where I fit in. I stay looking up at all these high-rise buildings. Hustle for one, it's gonna happen, Lord willing. Ask me how I'm doing, and I always say chilling. Then ask me why I do it, and I say for the children. Sharing on my sorrow so it help they tomorrows. For the ones watching over me with his eye on the sparrows. See, things get hard. I've slid off the straight and narrow. Tenor section repping youth choir, what's up, Carol? This is my confession. All I want to do is be a blessing, because all I've ever tried is to have the best intentions. I'm just a voice of reason with these verbal interventions. Must be all right since I got your attention. See, I make the most of the day, and it's been a struggle, but I make sure my people is okay. And the older I'm getting, the less time to play. So I'm gonna go out here and get it, because we gonna make a way. Downtown living. Hey, thank you. Word. Okay, so we're gonna start opening things up. With that being said, are you ready for your next performer, or your next presenter, ladies and gentlemen? I messed up. Let me clear it up. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for your next presenter? Give it up for T.S. Banks, ladies and gentlemen.
Child. Yep, good. How y'all's doing? All right, I got an old poem because it's just been on my spirit. Because it's also Venus. I mean, I am doing good as a Taurus, but it's still Venus retrograde, so it got me all in my feelings, honey. Okay, this one is called Plight because I write that sad boy poetry, so here we go. Plight. Depression is water laced in the hairs of my dermis, smooth in the palm, brittle and salty. My palm cradles a cure prescribed by doctors who already gave up on my recovery. Give me anything to silence discomfort, any outcome, and they earn $1, yet I stay wet with grief. Depression is cloth, like cuffs around my wrists, the color behind my lids when they label me psychotic, and restraint is a cure when I pray to a God for a savior or a pill to return me back home stable and normal, able to be loved. I question God's love for me, how he made me sad and unimportant. Depression is so unimportant. Physicians that try to violate everything that I once held secret, try to name me ill and incompetent, anything but a child of God. Depression is guilt for missed birthdays and graduations, money wasted on tickets to concerts awaiting my applause, tears that my mother is tired of wiping, 9 scars that still haunt my left forearm. I'm tired of saying curses to every morning that I awaken, looking at shrinking pill bottles and wondering when I can exist without them. Depression is a weapon, and I have been assaulted. Thank you. I got one more. So I write a lot of poems, I guess, talking about God in a Christian sense. And I try to write my way into it, like scriptures and stuff. They call that counter hermeneutics. Anyway, it's just basically the interrogating of theology or Christian text and putting your own spin on it. So I had this sacred writing class, and one of the prompts was to write something about an ordinary object and to make it into a prayer. Okay. Write something from an ordinary object and make it into a prayer. Okay. Dear we, thank you for saving my life after the nonprofit sucked everything from me, like my belief that I was good or would be good for anything. Thank you for allowing me to have something to hit and poke and scream at. The gameplay is holy. How 2 a.m. insomnia changed into my odyssey. I grew up exploring the open worlds of Lorenu Desert and the Farron Woods. I learned to laugh in the mushroom fields on the back of Yoshi. Heavenly Nintendo, blessed be the caves of Skyloft and trials of Skyward Swords. Thank you for the ability to become any character. Thank you. And this is all new-ish, y'all, so I'm new-ish, so I'm let me just touch this mic real quick because I'm trying to try some things out, okay? This last poem I think is gonna be called Comparison. Child, where is you at? I got time. Oh, okay, I got time, Okay, I got time. Period. Child. Okay, here we go. All right. Comparison. This is a comparison. Hercules carrying that world on his back, or my mama's hands after returning home from work. The grind on both their spines, carrying a lot. Not to compare, but I wonder if their exhaustion felt like this, where my skin feels like a puddle beneath me, my knees knock-kneed and buckling at the weight of it all. Is this what their exhaustion was like? Depleted before the next step you have to take. Did they call out to God in desperation, hoping their battery jump-started? When she was too tired for herself, where did her energy come from? Dog-tired and you still chose to make a way for someone else. Is this what they say is called wait? And if I'm waiting to be weightless, will I be closer to God? Or is that reversed? Or is that reserved for forgiveness? The way we tether to grief? Or is that sadness? The way my energy depletes? I asked both deities, Hercules and my mother, how they carried the world and didn't drop it. Thank you.
Ooh, we are rocking and rolling. So, yo, word. All right. Are you ready for your next presenter, ladies and gentlemen? So energetic. I love it. Give it up for Deep Thought, the lyricist, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I got a loud voice if I need it. All right. This poem is called When a Poet Goes Silent. I'm intrigued by the mind of a poet and the way things cross their mind, but it's hard to see them as human most of us would find. Find them for being different, disappearing but staying in existence. It's kind of cryptic, which pairs perfectly with death out of sight, out of mind. Out of sights to spread what's on our mind, the criticisms, the individuals that kick it with them. It seems like expiration dates are always nearby, but we smile anyway. And any way we can truly deviate from the norm just to feel different, we take the chance in the short glimpses just after midnight when we've been either up for forever or we become woke because we ain't sleeping. It's not tied to the recents because most our actions are foreshadowed. Predictions and descriptive, the way it's ripping us from existence. Lack of replies causes anger, and that boils like anger in the veins or arteries. Probably could have been the anomaly, but we're instead the anemia and irony. Metal and shit we don't belong in, but still sharpens steel unless that steel is a blade for backstabbing. It's just acting. It's just actions, and poets believe in those more than words, which is absurd because why the fuck are you writing then? What do you hope to accomplish when your accomplishments only take you as far as a stanza? Be quiet, poet. Your opinion isn't valued unless it's pretty. People are always looking to receive, hence why it's popular to state what it's giving. Poet, stay silent and watch them disintegrate into everyday people with no more outlets. So we go back to the suicidal method acting. We're all just one climactic scene away from exiting stage left. Then there's the clapping, the applause, maybe flowers because you can't die without them. The funeral home won't allow it, and you gon' die for this country anyway, whether it's American or you waving the white flag. I hate it. And it angers me more to embody hatred because I wanted to love. I wanted hugs. I wanted kisses, besos y abrazos, instead of going down this road of life trying to avoid potholes only to end up sinking vehemently. Today, I buried a mouse that died outside of my garage. And I could only think, was he trying to get in or did he get out? Was he running from something and died on this route? The mouse was a metaphor for a poet, and what happens when we're at our lowest, you grieve, but did you know it? You saw them embracing shadows and encouraged the absorption of darkness in this artist, so why the fuck are you surprised at the means in which they died? Was it real life or was it lies? And when we lie, will there be somebody to bury us and care about our life? Will the prayer be an appropriate eulogy for somebody we lost brutally? I don't have the answers. Hoping that the last of my ink is a bucket list check and isn't a question mark. Thank you, my good people. Okay, I'm gonna get one more in, and then I'll wait until the next round. Yeah. Okay, this next poem, it has some naughty words in it, but we're all adults, right? Yeah, that's just a temperature check. You know, we got to be sure. All right, this is called Just Like We Planned. We are at a standstill in our belonging, and I be longing for something that'll help me savor the taste of reminisce, take from the past the best, go from back, then forward, now. But what is a now? And how did we get here? If I'm thinking ahead of my time, then my mind is from the future. My body is made from galaxies. I'm planted firmly in the center where my heart crawled through the abyss. And here in this sinkhole of my emotion, I saw a brown-eyed beauty from never before. Her skin was beautiful, and her earth tones me down to blue hue colored masseuse. Let those words work in you. The strokes different. Back, then forward. Now forward, then back. That's motion. What I would be longing for is the eyes of true beauty. Your aura swirls. I felt toxicity evaporate, and you transformed like metamorphosis, twirling those oracles, warlock with words. Baby, let me feel the material of your robe. Hey, sorceress, persuade me. Sway these crazy thoughts moving through my dopamine when we trailblaze on a way to intercourse pathways illuminated of the reflection of your light. I seen her brown eyes cry tears, and it was the only waterfall I hoped would stop. I'm sorry, because the pain in your body went back, then forward, now into belonging, a part of a world where I crave you, but my appetite for destruction could never be satisfied, tantalized by your grace, seeing words across your face, but you're too precious to ever let them leave your lips, so I kiss you to taste the disappointment you feel. And I blanketed you more in my cravings because to feel needed is everything, so I feast off you. Those pretty little nails you scratch my back with, and the fingers you groove over the torn flesh with, those arms that held me almost like a heart does a what if, those breasts that gave me something to appetize my taste buds, your stomach where life begins, your pussy is the equivalent to a king's feast, and I absorb deeply into my cerebrum the sexy in your thick thighs from your toes, eating them one by one, the way you stepped into my life without fear but shy like bravery, and your mind, I saved it because I craved the mentality. Ones, our minds French kissed, I missed everything avec toi, and give me the tongue you use to sing my praises. Let me consume you, and when you've been completely eaten, you will then be a part of me. We will be one. Is that not why you are here? Then let the world burn from our love.
Deep thought the lyricist, ladies and gentlemen. Arsenio. Do you listen to house music at all, Arsenio? So when you mention French Kiss, there's this song by Lil Louis, and they got a part where it slow down, it'd be like doom 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 doom, and then it starts slowing down, and the girl be like, anyway, it made me think of that. That's weird thoughts. I'm just saying, don't worry about it. It's all good. Just saying, we're loosening up the spoken word night. Yes, we are. All are welcome. It's going down. So for people that are walking in, if anyone's interested in sharing and presenting, there is a sign-up sheet in the front. We're going to bring one more person up for this set, and then we're going to play a little bit of music, and we're going to come back. So with that being said, for the new people, hey, new people, how are you? Cool. So this is kind of a call and response that we do. We want everyone to participate. So when I say, are you ready for your next presenter, ladies and gentlemen? You say... So now for the new people, are you ready for your next presenter, ladies and gentlemen? coming up for a second time. Give it up for Han, the yo-yo guy. Before you start, Han, I've come up with a phrase. You are doing spoken yo-yo.
Hey, I'm back. So good to see you guys again. So I just really want to share a thing called, I like to call it miracles. So here we go. So start by when I was 3 months old in a box left by the garbage can by my own parents. When I was 3 months old, that's where I was found by a police station, by police who delivered me to the orphanage. In a place where China was in low economy, in China where there's one-child policy. But the problem is, I was 3 months old and I had no clue where my birth parents are. Since then, I've been living in the orphanage for about 16 years of my life, just seeing where is life taking me, seeing where is the path I'm going. Going to the orphanage, I thought could be a new beginning because I get to go to school. Even though going to the school, I could make fun of by my look, my skin. I didn't know I had what they call the albinism. And even in the orphanage, the food wasn't even great either. It just tastes sucky. We had a lot of food. We are understaffed. We eat a lot of vegetables. So food in the orphanage options are bread and carrots, salty carrots, bread and soup, or rice and soup. Meat are very expensive. So meat are the symbol of celebration, right? For those who doesn't know, meat are really a party meal or celebration, holidays, whatever it is. But in China, meat are so expensive, so we often don't eat meat as an orphan. Unfortunate, we would eat a lot of vegetables and eat a lot of just whatever they make, and we would eat it. The reason why I'm telling this is because I went through a lot, and it's been a painful process. I've been through places where there's 10,000 students in my school, and I'm the only white kid. You know, I'm the only one. It's funny because I often make fun of, like, when I was little, my friend and I, we would make fun of Americans. I look at those white people, and here I am, the whitest one in front of you. So by the grace of God, I've been adopted by a family at the age of 14. It's so interesting to see where my life become because I often question, where is my real parents? Where is my life taking me? Why do I have to suffer in many ways? Why? Life is like a yo-yo. It has its ups and downs. It really does. Life can be so painful. It can be so hard to look back at. I often picture life as driving a car. Unfortunately, I cannot drive a car. I'm a legally blind person. I actually call people by the wrong gender or the wrong person all the time, so that's me. So I like to think of life as driving a car. It's that, you know, you drive a car and you have this little mirror in front of you, right? There's a little rear mirror that helps you look back when you back up the car. There's a saying, look back when you need to, move forward if you have to. So imagine you driving a car, okay? Everybody here can drive a car. And you're driving a car and you're looking that mirror only, but you're driving forward. What will happen? You look at the little mirror and you only go forward, you will die if you don't watch it. But you only look at it when you need to back up. So what I'm saying is that look back when you had to or need to. Don't look back when it's hurting you and not making you going forward with your life, not moving forward with your planning to do, what you're thinking to do, what you're willing to do, or what you're going to do. Don't let your past be a wall of what your future become. Lay down your worries. Worry is like holding a cup of water. Here, let's do an example. Okay, so how much do you think this yo-yo weigh? Anybody take a guess? 1.5, half pound? Okay, half pound? Okay, that's quite heavy actually. Cool. So, okay, what happened if I hold this yo-yo for about an hour? It gets heavier. The longer I hold it, the longer my arm gonna get sore. It's gonna weigh, and sometimes you just have to put it down. I want to encourage you guys that when life gets hard, when life gets tough, trust me, I've been places where I thought I could just never live because it's really hard to fit in when you're the only person with albinism around your other communities. And I often heard this famous quote from someone, and I've been treasured in my life. It's that don't just pray for miracles, but be the miracles of others' prayers. We can be there for people. We can pray, but we can also be there for people to answer their need, to be the light where there's dark places. I am so honored to be here, and I'd like to throw another show for you, but I just want to share this moment of miracles because so many people have been praying for me to be adopted in America. America is the land of dream where people fight for their life to come in to serve, but also to live their life to their dream. You know, so many people, I went to Brazil for 2 months. So many people want to come to here to start a new life because they believe that America is the holy place almost. But yet sometimes we take that for granted. We take things for granted. English is a sucky language. Okay, so like when I first learned English, here's another problem. I speak Mandarin. Okay, people say, "Do you speak Chinese?" I say, "I don't speak the people. The people I don't. No, do you speak Americanese or do you speak Americans? No, you speak English. Exactly. And learning English is always a pain in the butt, and it's always confusing because like I always get the word kitchen and chicken confused. And you gotta be very careful. You know, like my mom's like, "Hey, where's your brother? He's in a chicken." My mom's like, "You all right there, bud?" I was like, "Oh, got it." And it's always interesting how like there's plural and singular and there's deer and deer, but there's no s. Why would you do that? Like, what's the point of cheese and cheeses? And then you say, oh, well, then you got another word that's confused another word. So one of my friend, she works in the doctor. She works in the doctor field, in like industry hospital field. So often I get people ask me, so what does your friend do? I say, oh, she put people to sleep. They're like, oh shoot, what do they do? For a long time, I could not pronounce the word anesthesiologist. So whenever people ask me, what does your friend do? Oh, they just put people to sleep. So that was interesting. So for those who don't know, I have albinism, and albinism is basically a genetic health, not problem, but it's like an instruction book, but missing some pages. So my skin's easy to get sunburned. I have low vision. And that's always fun because, you never know who you're going to meet. So one of my favorite stories I always like to share is that one day I went to the mall, the Easttown Mall in Madison. I like to bless people. I like to, buy them a coffee or something like that. So my friend and I, we were walking to a Barnes & Noble at the Easttown Mall, and there was a person standing at the Starbucks ordering coffee. As a kind, generous person I am, walk next to the person. Well, before we walked there, she said, why don't you go talk to that guy and you go buy him a coffee. Demonstrate how you do it so I can do it next. I was like, sure, I'll do a demonstration. Yeah, that's not a problem. So what happened? So I walked next to the person. I said, hey, sir, can I buy you a coffee? Excuse me? I was like, oh, crap, she's a lady. Oh, I screwed it up. I really messed this one up. So I scratched my head, just pondering everything will be okay. Thank God that she was nice, that I didn't get smacked in the face. So that was always a funny one. Where one day, my mom was working at one point, and then she took us to her workplace. And then she said, I will be right back, guys, okay? And I heard that loud and clear. I will be right back. For some reason, a guy walked in, and I say, hey, Mom, and he just waved and walked away. I was like, oh, shoot. My sister tapped me and says, it's a guy. Okay, so my dad, I'm not making fun of my dad, but my dad has no hair. Like, he's just completely bald. And we were going to a homeschool convention. And then one day, we're there, and then we're in the hotel. I carried this giant box, and I said, I don't know where this goes. So I'm gonna go to the front desk because that's where my dad's at. He's checking the hotel. So I carried that box, and I saw this guy was my dad, and I walked next to him. Hey, Dad! Walk away because he was not my dad. So that was a close call. And one last one. This is the one that scared the shit out of me. So this one forever traumatized me because when you have low vision, you really got to be careful. Because when people say, "Do you remember me?" I was like, "No." Okay, so one day my sibling and I we decided to go Christmas shopping. We do this, everybody famous for elephant exchange. We decided to do this, and we went to the mall. Don't you love mall? I caused a lot of trouble at mall for some reason. So we went to the mall, and so we went to a clothing store, and there was a really nice looking jacket, and this like a jacket and then a hoodie over the head, and I walked next to it. And now this thing's like about 6 feet tall. That's how like usually mannequins are. Like they're like 6 feet tall, or average a little bit. So I walked next to it, and without nothing, the mannequin stand like this. Okay, this is what the mannequin stands like. This is it. And then the hoodie is covered, and then I walked towards it, and I touched the clothes. I was like, "Hey, sister, this is very nice." This guy just like, "Yes, it is." I was like, crap, it freaked me out. I thought it was mannequin, and forever that day, every time when I look at clothes, I gotta be very careful. You never know what you get yourself into until you get yourself into it. Then it's like, oh shoot, this is a big mistake. So so I ride the Madison bus. It's called the Badger bus, and for some reason, once I missed the bus by accident for no reason. They showed up and they called me. They said, "Hey, you missed your ride." I was like, "Hey, you didn't tell me you sent a car instead of a bus. I missed that." So it's funny because like normally I expecting the bus to pick me up. But I saw this white car just waiting for somebody. And it turned out waiting for me. Oh, love it. Okay, so I just really want to share a lot of just, lifting encouragement to you guys that every day, there's a famous quote says that yesterday is history, tomorrow is mystery, but today is a gift. That's why it's called a present. So before I go, I'd like to throw another show for you. So for those who just got here, I am a professional yo-yoer. I've been doing this for a decade. I often get called Han the yo-yo guy. So Han has a Han Solo. So you can look me up on Instagram. My goal is to compete at the Michigan State Championship this year. It's coming up in October 7. I had to figure out a ride to get there because, you can't drive. So I drive around the parking lot. That was a dream come true. So now next is going to fly a plane. Just kidding. Don't let me do that. I would not make it live. A lot of people afraid that I would do that. I was like, I just want to try it. Okay, so I'll just do another show for you guys. Again, I thank you for your patience. I thank you for listening. This means a lot. And I super grateful to be in America where now I often tell people, like when as a kid, people come to my orphanage and visit me and show me love and grace and kindness. Now I get to do the same. Instead of the person who's waiting for someone to help, I get to help others. And I really encourage you guys to continue to remind yourself that you are loved and you are amazing. And may you filled with knowledge of positivity and wisdom, and may you continue to touch the life of many. And I'll do another song for the routine. It's called Tsunami. That's the song I'm going to be doing in my yo-yo too. So you got that? That's a good question. Let me look it up. By the DVBBS. It's a very odd name, but awesome. So I'm gonna do that show for you guys, and then I need a drink because I'm thirsty. So, but I thank you for your listening and your kindness and your patience. So let's get this show started, shall we? Anybody remember the classic yo-yo? one of my favorite tricks on this classic yo. So, you know this go up and down, right? Let's go up and down. But one of my favorite tricks is called a spaghetti. Okay, here we go. So it looks like this. You put some salt on it, smell it. That was good. Anyway, so that was one of my favorite tricks of all time I learned. I was like, sick. Okay, well. Uh-oh, 1 second. All right, hit it.
I really have nothing to say after that. We're going to take a short break, play a little bit of music, and we're going to come back for set 3. Han, I just want to say one thing. I was just hoping that you didn't hit none of these lights, man. I was over there praying like, yo, man. And then you did the kick, and I'm like, fuck. Okay, anyway, we'll be right back. All right, y'all still with us? Y'all still doing good? Okay, we're up for round 3, so we're gonna do this. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna share 2 real quick, and then we'll open it up. So, random thoughts. This here is my form of self-care. Some relief is the truths that I share. See, it seems like lately I've been on some other. I got different strokes now. It got me praying for my older brother. As far as immediate fam, we the last ones left. So for my fam, this is as real as it gets. Now, how do I handle this? I'm not so much a musician these days, but not quite an activist. I adjust and adapt through all the active twists. I don't think folks get how messed up all it truly gets. See, this here ain't easy, but I sure make it look great. That's why as a grown man, I laugh when cats hate. It's simple. I was raised to get out here and get it, mainly because I watched so many that didn't get it. Taught me that no means can I let it, and for those that I learned for, I'm truly indebted. See, I came from a dying industry town, but my blue-collar hustle won't let me become a clown. All right, I'm gonna do one more. This is called tattoo. I only have one tattoo. I designed it myself. That should stay with you forever, so I made sure that it was something that I felt. See, I was 18, and for me, this says that I'm grown. Although when my pops got sick a couple years earlier, I began to maneuver on my own. So this is a part of me. Still don't get how 18-year-old me moves so intuitively. Always had a knack to express things artistically, whether it would be audibly or visually. And what was it that my mind did see? It's simple. It was a key. The duality of being able to open doors, the double meaning was something so pure. See, love is the key. At the time, it was deeper longing for me, inspired by silhouette sculptures and the walls hanging on my childhood. The art for me represented everything good. For those faces have something that I've always been understood. Well, there was always love in the house I stood. And that love embraced this design. Brown man holding brown woman holding brown baby, representing the elegance of the brown maybe. Although I admit it's not complete, to the premise of it, I heed it. Every time I look in the mirror, it reminds me of love and just how much I need it. Love. I realize the plea for it as I grow older. So whenever I struggle with that shit, I just look at my shoulder. Word. Cool. All right. Are you ready for your first presenter of this set, ladies and gentlemen? You are all in tune. We are all here. I am thankful. Give it up for T.S. Banks, ladies and gentlemen. I saw somebody else just sign it. Spike D here. Okay, I got you.
Thank you. Just gonna record myself real quick. Alrighty. Hey y'all, my name is T. I'm from Madison. This poem is called 23rd Psalm. I have looked through your eyes, a valley, a shadow of death, and walked you through the carpet and hallway, left water on your nightstand and prayed that whatever shakes your waters is calmed. But I am not shepherd, just a sheep lost like you. We look for pools to quench our thirst. He provides valleys of Cush. We both inhale the prayer. I wonder if my path is right, If I've tried to become a shepherd before I knew the way, I guess that's what happens when you learn parents sometimes can't hold their promises. And we both stare at death and try to remember to pray or coddle each other the way we thought they should have been there for us. And I prepare a table for you and me and serve you first to signal to my enemies that I got you. And sometimes the table is scattered platters of arguments waiting beneath the lids, and we drink insults, and sometimes the same cup that once made the abandonment sting less overflows with the same hurt we learned to do. And I know goodness is here between the broken and healed. Somehow we conjure up hope, and sometimes, if we are still enough, God whispers, I got it from here. Thank you. I just got some new ish for y'all, okay? This ain't polished. Pulled straight from the computer, you know what I'm saying? My little diary. All right, this came from like a little spiritual writing group that I was part of, and the writing prompt was choose a person or place that is the category of the profane, something non-religious, secular, sacrilegious, whatever, who has a controversial relationship to the church, and locate God in them or them in God. This is untitled. I don't know what it's called yet. I am God. At least that's what I tell myself when I reimagine. I know the scripture, Genesis 1:27, that God made man in his own image, and if that image had multiple sexes and genders, then God is trans. And I tell myself I am God in the way I can call and tell a dead thing to live, or tell my blackness it is the creation of expansion, and know when I look at my skin, God would share the same tone as me. I am God. This fat belly rolls knows a God thing, and I am good. I am good. I am an affirmation, and the rest on the seventh day. See me and eat. And we exist knowing each other. I am God. I am breath and second chances. I am wind and storm. I am Oya's son. I am hurricane, the gods of imagination. I am the boat and the wreck. I am the madly in love and madness with myself, a divine creation, a song cast down and re-exalted. I am twin. I'm a flame, a passion. I am God, nor myth or legend, God. I tell myself I am God, and the praises fall and make my shoulders light. I light the incense and feel myself ascend, and at the highest peak, I greet myself, and we laugh. Boy, do we laugh and lay back, and we surrender to the breath and let it hold us. Thank you.
Cool. All right. All right. How we feeling? Feeling all right? Cool. Cool. Okay. Are you ready for your next presenter, ladies and gentlemen? Word. Give it up for Spike D, ladies and gentlemen.
That was dope. I don't even know how I go after that. I've been going to open mics for like 20 years, and I've never seen some of the stuff I've seen tonight, so you'll always be surprised. All right, I'm gonna do this from memory, so if it looks like I slipped up, I totally wrote it that way. SB, I know you do not know me very well, but if you listen, really listen, this will put you in your feelings, bitch. I'm just a carcass on a meat hook in a locker in a fucking broken freezer. Can you feel me? This is drippy, bitch. I ain't the nicest, but I'm definitely dope. And I know I'm not the flyest, but I definitely float. If you look into my eyes, you'll see I'm definitely stoned. I know I'm not the iciest, but I'm definitely frozen. The Atlantic said I'd peak before 40. OMG. Took a little LSD before the orgy. It's an inconvenient truth. Shit's about to get gory, so I take another shot with Jack Daniels and Stormy. I'm listening to Murs and shit's getting blurry. All these hypocrites are sounding mighty churchy. Don't convince me that you think that I think that you are worthy. Uncle Jesse about to make him beg for mercy. I'm fucking old and it's the best thing ever. Pizza every day, burning pre-rolls to embers. Ice cream every day, burning up legal tender. Cookies every day, get these hoes on a bender. Weed on delivery, pizza on delivery. Booty on delivery, fresher than a killing spree. Molly's on a pilling spree, bars on a spilling spree. Mental gymnastics plus Spartan agility. No chill, there's not enough Valium. Sugar could not score points. This is not Candy Crush. This is more The Last of Us than the land of the just. Better lace up those inner bartender sandy pumps. I'm eating Oreos and coping with deplorables. Add a girl, Elastigirl, showing me incredible. I lack the braggadocio, the Morris Day in time, oe, how I lay it back, scoliolio. The aglio oleo and catastrophic classes of the proletariat and scheming upper classes with these Judeo-Iscariots and neo-Nazi fascists know that they are going straight to hell and we will send them packing. I'm fucking old and it's the best thing ever. Pizza every day, burning pre-rolls to embers. Ice cream every day, burning up legal tender. Cookies every day, get these bros on the bender. Thank you. Okay. All right, now I'm going to need a little bit of your help. So, when I say, not all who wander are lost, you say, nah. Okay? Can you try that? Yeah. Not all who wander are lost. Nah. Good. Not all who wander are lost. Nah. Not all who wander are lost. Nah. Not all who wander are lost. Awesome. So I might need the lyrics for this one, but we'll see. Give me just a sec. All right. Nah. All right, he's with it. All right. Not all who wander are lost. Nice one. All right, we in it. All right. Exhale fresh. Step into the evening. Pack in a flask of exactly what you need in Casanova skis and Inagata Davida, Cinderman spitting Vipassana on the weekend, Doc Jekyll alchemy, part-time heathen. Play my cards right and might see some starlight skis. And while you star scream, turn dark green, skip the envy, ain't really feeling it. You live shook like sweating to the tune of a vendetta. I'm laying down the law with the letters. It's a natural selection with a blender full of ecstasy and Hennessy. Centerpiece galaxy, orbiting elliptically, rap ballistics, expedite the dope-ish, energize and focus, recognize with your third eye and inner sight, take notice. When being coincides with being mesmerized, create an opus. What's the commotion? Just a dope kid trying hard not to boast too much. I told him, no, I got flows till my carcass dust. I'm just a man making sure that my heart still pumps, and that's where sanity may be a thing of the past. But all the voices laugh at me for shattering the looking glass. I think I'll pass on the bad luck. Talismans and amulets, hands are calloused, but goddamn, they get the job done. You could say I'm on one. One what? One of them universal constants. I'll mock your false gods and flawed social cons. Not all who wander are lost or caught up in lost causes. No, not all who wander are lost. No. 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 Awesome. Thank you.
What if I only wanted to say no? If I didn't want to say nah, motherfucker, I'm just playing. Give it one more time for Spike D, ladies and gentlemen. Also, I got to give you props because you referred to Jungle Love. I don't know if anybody else caught that, but when you hit the OEOEO, I was like, yo, I'm there. Word, word, word. All right, how y'all feeling? I believe we have one more poet for the evening, so are you ready for your next presenter, ladies and gentlemen? Are you ready for your next presenter, ladies and gentlemen? Give it up for D Thought the lyricist.
All right. This poem is called Distances. The mind plays tricks, portrays holograms and mirages. If you're not hip to magicians or illusionists, it's easy to feel the lift of your soul, so impossible to ever calculate where thoughts go. When all that you know ceases to flow, I'll be damned. So I find myself next to you as you sleep off this overdose of what we call love. Your pulse is the calmest it's been in a while. They say you can't stay angry in REM stages, but that doesn't make the dreams less vivid. Our last memories are oftentimes the ones that we remember the most, but somehow I can't even remember your smile. Those goosebumps on my skin reverse because the sound of your voice makes my blood boil. So I stay thinking, wishing that this toxicity would lie dormant for a little while longer so we can have that moment of potential where other couples envy us. When you get emotional, I do too. Your emotions are confined to disappointment and sadness, mine, anger and fear. So you see, we are no longer equals, standing on opposite sides of the same equation, but we know it's the final solution, so no crossovers could ever multiply these problems that were already infinite. They say the greatest journey is the distance between two people, and we have ceased to be intimate. So right now, we couldn't be even further apart, even though I'm right next to you. I want to hold your hand. But my touch alone can't fulfill the promise that we won't end up like this again. And we know that once you're stuck, it's a broken record. The cycle keeps repeating. It's a broken record because the lyrics cause the cuts to deepen. It's a broken record because even if we move the needle, we still go in circles seeking. It's a broken record because, let's be honest, love, this machine has reached its limit a long time ago. But like most bad habits, we cling to them like it's an angel come down to bless us. I still think you're beautiful. Your scars are beautiful. Your eyes are what take me away. And my words brought you close to your funeral. So I kiss her on the forehead and do my best rendition of trying to walk away, hoping she won't come back. But I know she will. And I'll wait. And we'll love each other in the worst ways possible until one of us is completely useless from all of these mental and emotional abuses. So we'll settle for fool's gold, because on the outside, it still looks the same. We continue to push forward, knowing it's never as good as the first hit of blow, and you're my drug of choice. I just wish I wasn't the cause for the hopelessness in your voice as it fades off into the distance and menacing. The way this pernicious interaction is pretentious with my pride. Consume your knife with my heart, because it's not quite heartbreak, so the feel is different. I seen it in visions, and she missed it because she only paid attention to my potential. So if I sink, she'll go down with me, drowning quickly, because this shit right here, y'all, is way too heavy for her to ever comprehend. And frankly, I'm not strong enough to deal with it either. I wasn't gonna do one more, but I feel like I need to. Like, I was like, it's kind of a gloomy note to live on. Oh, I got one. I'm gonna do this poem about why I write. It's called "This Is Why I Write." Yeah. Also, I do have a book, but because I just moved, I didn't bring any with me. But if you want, I do have a website. Let me know afterwards. I'll give you the website link. You can order one, all that good stuff. Also, follow me on the social medias. Yeah. Except like Snapchat and Twitter, I don't have those. Anywho, this is why I write. Because I absolutely love words. Like, if I could marry words and be with them for the rest of my life, I would. It would be so good. Plus, the impact that it makes are seismic earthquakes, shakes, and grounds breaking fashion. I write for the voiceless, and you don't know me. But if you did, you would understand what it means to me. Literally the world, because it helps cure my depression, excuse me, my anxiety, pardon me. My bipolar disorder of business was made personal to forefront my aggressions. I form my expressions and it feels so expressive and I can't help it but to fall in love over and over like it's a constant rekindling of words. The sparking of entendres, innuendos, out your venues. What more are you looking for? Allow me to elaborate, expound upon, sound off and arouse the tongues of other lyricists to come full force. I love phrases, metaphors, formed rock, solid, granite. I could use something else, but writing is so stone cold and diamond tough, but my melanin sandstone down to the brown shades, caving in hieroglyphics, and it's such a beauty to read. You see what I did there? They're looking for their reprieve, then write to relieve. Sometimes I like to write for myself just to please the satisfaction. Factors into word actions, that's verbs acting like why fashion it. Sometimes you need it raw and direct and in your face like that one coworker without the filter. Yeah. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Or stealth-like words with hidden meaning. If I can take full advantage of the idea of speaking feelings, touching words like braille feeling, this is that comfort food for the soul filling. Meditation and recentered writing has my soul healing. Everything equally entered, enticing, equivocal, etymology, victing in entirety. I love words. I know, right? Like, come on. But another reason why I write is to have something to myself, a legacy that helps vault me into void spaces where I can just be, placated in the past and presence of people's trials and tribulations. Sometimes it's easier for somebody to release through somebody else. It creates a path to go down when life drives you crazy. I started in my teenage years where everything negative equaled the end of the world. So in retrospect, I was accustomed to apocalypse like X-Men comics. Now, through my growth, my poetry is word vomit because everything that comes out is nasty. See, I threw that in there. I threw that in there to show all this writing strengthened my forearms, so I'm just flexing ink from my veins. Writing was the hugs that I didn't get in childhood, the love I didn't get from the wild hoods, the deadbeat dad that I was missing, the girl of my dreams that I imagined kissing, the lost friends and relatives I was reminiscing, and my mental illness that was dominated by the world that made me feel submissive. So I write because it's right when I write for the right to have rights. With this pen, I draw wings and I start to take flight because poetry is life. There's not much about it to not like. And that in itself is one of the many reasons that I write. Plus, words cut deep, and I'm deep thought, so fire sticks above the clouds in the sky. It's a match made in heaven.
T felt the lyricist, ladies and gentlemen. So if we don't have any other presenters, that concludes our spoken word night tonight. I'll say this. We are here every second Thursday of the month. Put it in your phone. Make sure you tell your people, come through. You see we have super dope talent and super dope presenters that have beautiful truths and are truly beautiful people. Make sure you come. Also, shameless plug, if you're not doing anything tomorrow night, on the 100 block of State Street, right by the Capitol, I throw an event series called Mad Lit. It goes from 8 to 11 p.m. Tomorrow night is the 50th year celebration of hip hop, featuring all Madison talent. The whole purpose of Mad Lit is to bring a more diverse and inclusive Madison, and part of that is bringing in all musicians, visual artists, and small business vendors of color, so we can all interact and be in a downtown vibe and learn how to coexist and kick it with each other. So it's free. Come through. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Peace.